The Australia and PNG partnership is one that's valued, highly valued here in PNG.
We have a long history of relationship starting from the Second World War to, of course, colonial administration, to independence, to now a very vibrant economic relationship between our two countries.
PNG is Australia's closest neighbour. Our relationship gets stronger all the time. We have a massive investment in PNG, over $18 billion. And of course, such a strong history of mutual support. That partnership is continued at so many levels.
Our defence partnership with Australia, born on the battlefields of the Second World War, it is our most important and most enduring. And on a day-to-day basis, we see the outcomes of the partnership that we have.
We forged a relationship that worked well for both countries and could be seen as something that Australia and Papua New Guinea could focus on to achieve a mature relationship. It's more than just the commercial or the political connection, it's the people.
I mean, you're talking about, a country with 800 different languages, 800 different cultures.
Because we have a lot of backgrounds, when it comes together, it creates something also quite different. Now, the reality of us today is that we have to interact with other cultures, we have to build relationships with other countries.
We've moved away from the aid bubble, we've moved away from the Canberra-Waigani bubble.
We cannot continue to depend on aid money, but we can certainly bring it into areas that are needed the most. You have to have healthy communities, you have to have educated communities.
Well, we have a shared destiny. We are such close neighbours, and of course we are here on the edge of the Asia-Pacific, part of the Asia-Pacific, and you're seeing that too with the way PNG will be hosting the 2018 APEC meeting. That's going to bring all the nations of the Asia-Pacific together, and they will be there in Port Moresby, working together as we chart the future, the economic future for the people of the Asia-Pacific, the fastest growing region in the world. The biggest challenge for us all is to ensure that economic growth is inclusive, that everybody benefits from rising living standards and the prosperity that comes with more trade and more engagement across the region. We also have to take care to ensure that we protect our maritime borders. And of course, we have a shared challenge right across the Pacific, indeed across the world, to combat the impact of climate change.
Well, it is matured in a relationship which is still growing, respectful to each other's sovereignty, and of course one that is long-standing.
I think particularly coming here as a volunteer, when the staff recognise that I've come here, just because I think that their work is important and interesting, it sort of strengthens the relationship. Papua New Guineans will invest a lot of time in their relationships between each other and supporting each other in their families, and I think that's something Australians can learn a lot from.
Well, there's a new stream of young people now who want to be their own employer, they want to run their own business. The potential for a stronger relationship between Australia and PNG with this new wave of young people will foster a much stronger business connection.
The guys at the Kumu Foundation kind of put this initiative together, and basically what the Kumu Game Changers is very reminiscent of what is happening all over the world. Getting a bunch of innovative young people together and then trying to introduce them to capital. People call it startups, startup accelerators, incubators. I guess the terms are interchangeable. The supply of ideas, the supply of innovators, the supply of entrepreneurs is never the issue. There's always going to be someone with an idea. It's always the demand for it that's the issue. Economics 101 is that if I can sell something and you can buy something, well, trade is going to flourish.
Being in the industry now for a year, we see there's much more opportunities, exporting to more places than we initially had thought that we could enter. So I mean, going to Sydney as a startup has opened our eyes in terms of access to people in the field. Collaborating and sharing definitely can bring more understanding of each other's cultures, and the more you understand, obviously, the more opportunities you see for how you can, both get ahead when you work together.
Our challenge had always been the production and food safety, and this is some of the areas that Australia had come in to help us with producing it and processing it is one thing, but we've been able through a lot of these initiatives to now access markets that we thought we'd never be able, we only dreamt of.
Rugby league is a huge part of building that relationship between Australia and Papua New Guinea, because when the Australians travel into Papua New Guinea, you just see how much excitement is in the people's eyes. And I think the relationship is certainly a lot stronger because of rugby league.
What we are now beginning to see are the effects of the initiatives that were introduced, from the strategic to the tactical operational troops. It permeates all levels of our organization.
The work that we continue to do is a clear indication of the strong relationship that we have.
At every level, our goal is to work more closely together. PNG and Australia have a shared destiny. We're partners, close neighbours. So whether it's on the sporting field or in the big international forums, we have a common interest in ensuring we have a peaceful and inclusive Asia-Pacific, so that the people of both PNG and Australia can work together to ensure that they and our children and grandchildren can achieve even more in the years ahead.
For innovation to really take off in a country like Papua New Guinea, and for it to reach the scale that we want it to reach, the trusted institutions, the regulators will have to somehow step in there and then really put their weight behind it.
So in terms of working relationship, I mean, there's a big focus, on infrastructure. Businesses actually do struggle to actually expand their services because of the lack of infrastructure. I think that's where the core challenge is actually going to be. It's a country and economy of such great potential. One of the fastest growing populations, but we've also got a very, very young population.
I think as we move ahead and we progress, the relationships will only grow when you are exposed to more, your eyes open to what is possible or what you can take from that culture or from their practices and apply to your own. If we continue to work hard and take advantage of the opportunities that are before us, especially now that we've been able to access opportunities in Australia, you can say that we've truly made it maybe. But until then, we'll just wait and see where it takes us.
In this phase of exploration, ideas and explosion of thought, the relationship's got an exciting future. When it goes into full steam, it's going to be a different type of interaction.
These partnerships help grow industries, so I see that partnership trying to realize some of the key areas where you will have impact, you will have scale, you will have sustainability, and I see the partnership going into areas that will actually encourage that.
I'm very positive. This relationship will mature in terms of trade, our commercial relationship to serve us better.
The partnership we've had post-independence is strong, must remain strong, and our government has directed us to ensure that it remains the most important and enduring partnership that we have.